So let's break the whole thing down based on the story of being ashamed of yourself. I'm not good enough. I'm a bad person. I'm ashamed. I feel ashamed. Okay, so we talked about the setup. The setup is anytime you're upset. Setup, upset. The difference between being upset by normal life, like, oh, life happens and you get upset, like, you just saw something you didn't want to see, or somebody said something you didn't want to hear, or whatever. Being upset is, yeah, you got triggered, but then you moved on. You let it go, you kept going through your day. The setup is when you hold on to something, when it's a bigger reaction than what's called for in the moment, you know, and that everyone kind of experiences this because bad things happen, but you're like, oh, that sucked, and then you're on to the next part of your life. You processed it. When you haven't processed it, it just gets stuck in your body. So being upset beyond what you need to be is how you know you've been set up. It's something from your past that has been held on to. And you might not be aware of it because it could be subconscious, it could be unconscious for you. You just can see yourself overreacting in the moment. And it is also tied to a mental story that is looping. So you know that you can feel that you're upset. And then it's also tied to a story. The story is your mind's way of trying to protect you from the feeling in your body. And just know that not everybody gets upset the same way. Some people, when they're upset, they get really upset, and it's obvious they're upset. I'm I'm one of those people. So if I'm upset, I could get really aggro, or I could be like, "What'd you call me?" Or people be like, "Oh, she's upset," or I'll start to cry. Or, but other people have like a low level upset. They have like a chill upset. I have someone in my life that when they're upset, I know they're upset because they clear their throat a lot. So I'll be talking to them, and if they're just like more than once, even once, I'm like, oh, she does not like what I'm saying. She's triggered by what I'm saying. She's upset. She might not even know she's upset. I know she's upset because I know like what to look for, but she's unaware in the moment that she's upset. So people have different upsets. Keeping that in mind, if you are a chill upset, you need to pay even closer attention to the looping story. So when it comes to being ashamed, or shaming someone, the looping story is your mind is trying to protect you from the feeling in your body of being uncomfortable. It will either look like blame normally. So you're triggered, you feel uncomfortable, so you want to point the finger at someone else, whatever you saw or heard or whatever happened. That person is bad. That person should be ashamed, and that person is wrong. And anytime someone is shaming you, if you're taking someone else's shame on you, just know that that is their setup. If they're shaming you, that's their setup. Like, you got your own shame to deal with. You don't need to be dealing with people shaming you about their own setup. That's on them. But when you are also, it's either blame or it's being a victim. When you're a victim, you're like, I did wrong. I'm a bad person. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have said that. Like, why am I, that kind of thing is victimhood. That is yourself being ashamed in a looping story. Those looping stories are your mind's way of trying to stay in control and trying to protect you from the sensation of being upset. Being upset is it's not necessarily always an emotion. It could be a physical resonance in your body of discomfort that you don't want to feel. And these resonances, these vibrations, these feelings, they build up over time when we don't feel them, and they get trapped in our body. That's why the story keeps coming back, because it wants to release that feeling. So the feeling is also from the past. And the way that you get the message is by knowing your setup, dropping the story, and getting into your body to experience the actual message. It's an experience. It's not words. It's not sentences, it's not a story, it's an experience in your body. It is the most important experience. These messages are gold in our lives. Your body would not be experiencing this if it wasn't important. And we do everything we can. We distract, we numb, we repress, we keep it moving. We do anything we can to not feel uncomfortable. It could be from your throat, it could be from your chest, it could be from your stomach. It's a sensation. So for me, the sensation of feeling ashamed, it happens in my chest right here. It's usually like a stabbing kind of feeling, and it comes in waves. It's very uncomfortable. It's not fun. You're not like, yay, but gold comes from this. Your life changes from this. It's your body's been waiting for you to hear it. It's been waiting to be seen. It's been waiting to be accepted. It's been waiting to be noticed. And when you do see it, and when you do embrace it and allow it, you're building loyalty to yourself. You're letting it pass through you. It becomes less uncomfortable the more that you practice this. This is the way. You know you're set up because it's tied to a looping story and it's kind of beyond what it needs to be in this moment. And you're either blaming or you're being a victim. So you drop the story and you get the message, which are sensations in your body. And they are the most important thing that you could hear about yourself. So, getting the message, we're going to talk more about this every week because this takes practice. I'm still learning how to do it every day.